Before we get started, I just want to note that Larry Nimmer, man on the street, is in the house. He's going to be videotaping us. If you do not wish to be videotaped, raise your hand and step away. Otherwise, no guarantees. Okay, good evening and welcome to the brand new Linda Fairley Carpinteria Arts Center. We are so very, very proud to bring back the Carpinteria Women's Club Student Art Contest after a year's hiatus due to the very troubling twin tragedies of last year and the subsequent loss of instructional days that resulted from the disasters. We thought it best to take a year off, and so we did. But we are so thrilled to be back here with a new crop of students and student art gracing these very new walls. We really appreciate your being here. And can I just say that it is and remains a Herculean effort to build this little art center, and we're just really proud of the work that's been done by our community, by our art center board, and by the many, many, many volunteers. And I'll attempt to name a few, but of course we won't hit them all. I'm Mary Beth Carty, president of the Carpinteria Women's Club, a venerable institution in the Carpinteria Valley. It's over 100 years old and dedicated to promoting the arts, education, community action, and philanthropy for the benefit of our town, its schools, and most certainly our children. Carpinteria Women's Club has had a very long history of sponsoring this contest, and John Woolbrandt has physical evidence of this fact, as he is a winner of the Carpinteria Women's Club Student Art Contest well over 50 years ago, first place. And he brought documentation, slightly yellowed, but certainly authenticated, that made it through the flood, the fire, and all of the subsequent years. I'd like to introduce our very hard-working committee. We have co-chairs Jerry Ann Carty and Melissa Doyle, who are incredible year after year after year after year after year. We'd like to thank Janie Cohen, who offers instruction as well as assistance. Janie. Shannon Sedevy, who helped hang the show. And many others. This marks the 5th year of a truly delightful partnership between the Women's Club and the Linda Fairley Carpinteria Arts Center, for which we are most grateful and really richly blessed. Special thanks to Linda Fairley, or as we like to call her, the Fairley godmother of this institution. She made this dream possible through her incredible generosity. The executive director Rebecca Stebbins, who works 24/7. If there were more hours in the day, she'd probably work those too. Our coordinator, Christina Calkins, and of course, a crew of volunteers, Jerry Ann Campopiano, and leading the way in terms of stellar leadership, Dave Powdrell, who is double duty as co-chair along with Norm Arnold. He's sort of the shaman. He keeps everybody happy, moving and grooving, and he's also a premier photographer. He'll be taking our picture today. So thank you, Dave Pedrell, and thank you to so many others who brought this to fruition. That long list is for another day, and actually that day is coming up on Sunday. Did you hear? Pallet to Pallet. If you have not gotten your tickets to this event, please do so immediately. Run, don't walk. Sunday, May 5th, from 4 to 8 p.m. here on the grounds of the newly certificated, legally occupied space. Whew, that was a close one. Along with the Arts Center, our partners include the Carpinteria Unified School District, and our superintendent, Diana Rigby, is here. Diana, there she is. Diana is a champion for arts education, and she's our hero for bringing back art to Carpinteria Middle School and hiring Ryan Eathington. Welcome and thank you. Thank you. Um, we have the Carpinteria Education Foundation partnering with us again this year, and Pam Warner, who's the administrator, is here. There's Pam. Thank you, CEF, for your generous donation toward cash prizes. CEF also seized this opportunity to scout for cover art for this year's Carpinteria invitation, and we'll be announcing that winner later as well. Our friends at Montecito Bank and Trust have long supported this tradition. Thank you, Daniel Estrada. Daniel's a terrific friend of the arts and community partner. We really appreciate you. The Carpinteria Morning Rotary sponsored the Lori Stout Senior Merit Award, and Lori Stout is here as well today. And Tyler Powell, where are you? As yeah, there you go. You used to be a Carpinteria Morning Rotary guy. Who else from Carpinteria Morning Rotary is here? Well, we'll just say thank you to those of you who are going to be watching this video later on Larry's YouTube channel. The Bellas Artes program that introduces students from Dahlia Court, Chapel Court, and Casa de las Flores to art and inspires them to create original work often based on classic images. That is the labor of love of several really hardworking volunteers, including Kathleen Lord, Al Clark, and Livia Zerkel, who can't be with us tonight because they're in art class, learning more and finding new ways to reach students. But we do have Miriam Moctezuma. Miriam, thank you for your work shepherding those kids at Bellas Artes and not just stopping at art, but really making sure that there's academic opportunities for them and college readiness. And she just invited me to a college preparation show on Friday, so that's fantastic. We also have Suzanne Raquejo. Suzanne is an art angel. She created a program called Artesania, which was basically what happened after the Friends of the Library funded a program when the Carpinteria Library closed its doors to an after-school program. So Suzanne headed that up, and she didn't allow the doors to remain shut for long. She went and found funding, and she delivers art, basically a mobile unit of one, and teaches classes year after year, and she's been at it for 10 years, in fact. Her program offers free and creative enrichment opportunities in a really engaging after-school setting to underserved families. So we thank you, Suzanne. And you'll see that the art that came from both the Bellas Artes program and Artesania is what's being awarded here, in addition to what is experienced in the classroom, because teachers don't always have opportunities to create art in classrooms, and that's unfortunate, but that's the case. There's just so many minutes in a school day. So we're always pushing for more creative opportunity because we realize how important it is. So I just want to say thank you to our Man on the Streets videographer, Larry Nimmer, right here, behind the camera for a change. As I said, Larry will be putting something in the coastal view, but this video will be available on his YouTube channel. So we're grateful to all for your help and support. We know how important it is to be exposed to opportunities to create art and to understand it as well. Michelle Obama, she said, the arts and humanities define who we are as people. That is their power to remind us of what we have to offer and what we all have in common, to help us understand our history and imagine our future, to give us hope in the moments of struggle and to bring us together when nothing else will. And she also spoke of the importance of arts education at a National Arts and Humanities Youth Program Award ceremony, just like this one, I'm sure, but in DC. As I've said many times before, she said, arts education is not a luxury, it's a necessity. It's really the air many of these kids breathe. It's how we get kids excited about getting up and going to school in the morning. And it's how we get them to take ownership of their future. Most importantly, it's often how we can get them to college. So thanks, Michelle. And that's why we're here, to celebrate the unique vision and creative expression of our K-12 students in Carpinteria schools. We also recognize the very act of judging original work is difficult and challenging at best. So we're going to have Melissa Doyle explain how we approach it and introduce to you this year's panel of judges. Mel?
Well, It's really great to be here. It was kind of touch and go there for a while. And if any of you tried to go to the gallery and it was closed, our apologies. But we're here now, so that's the good part. Um, so it's always such a pleasure to see so many ways of making art. From kindergartners who are just in love with color and pastels and our feelings, they're free, to high school students who understand the medium and the materials and the message. Um, it's a big range, but it's really exciting to see it all. And our categories are, if you don't know by now, kindergarten through second, uh, 3 through 5, 6 through 8, 12, 9 through 12, which is an overall high school category. And then we have a ceramics and digital photography categories, which actually is open to the entire range of our kids, but you can imagine that if you were in kindergarten making a sculpture, it wouldn't really make it as an award winner looking at the high school ceramics work. Plus, we have our very special award for an outstanding body of work by a senior, which is the Lori Stout Senior Merit Award. She created such a long and lasting legacy for our kids in our region. It's well named. And it's always a happy thing to see all the work come in, and we are particularly excited about welcoming Mr. Ethington, teaching art at the middle school. Yay, because for so long, yeah, clap. For many years, there wasn't art at the middle school, so it's really a thrill to have him. And not only that, the work is super outstanding. So, yeah, it's a happy thing. And then the main point that I always think about is that we sponsor a contest, but our real purpose is to encourage art making. The work that is submitted is so individual, so diverse, so outstanding. How can you choose? So by that standard, everybody truly is an award winner. And this year there was a really good example of that, which is when it came time to judge the Senior Merit Award, which is a body of work, our 3 judges each picked a different artist, which in my mind means, wow, it's working. So we had our tiebreaker, who does not want to be named. Okay, we'll pass her by. She was a judge too, but anyway, she was our tiebreaker. And the point being, they were all outstanding. We try to make the judging process as fair as we can. We put the name tags on the reverse. If the name of the artist is on the front of the work, we try to obliterate that. Obscure it, not obliterate. Judges assign a varying number of points, and then consensus is what selects the award. We also pick judges who are artistically accomplished, as well as appreciating the age range of this really wide-ranging contest. And something to keep in mind is that we all, in every competition, bring our own likes and dislikes and biases to any of them. So I'm going to just say it one more time. Our real purpose is to make kids make art. Okay, so I would like to introduce, we've got 2 at least of our judges here tonight. Patricia is not here. Woo, Patricia. There you are. Okay, 3. So Karen Glancy, there she is, let's give her a hand, has worked in many mediums, and she's now focusing on pastels, but she was born in North Dakota and developed a love of those wide open spaces and skies. And so her work as a result is predominantly seascapes and landscapes. And the thing of it is, she began early. So, kids, early. She's a member of at least 8 regional and international art organizations. So she's a very committed artist. And we were lucky to have her practice dye. Karen Glancy. Patricia Houghton Clark is an internationally recognized photographer with a studio right here in town. She is someone who is really deeply committed to the global community as well as the visual documentation of life around her. And her ongoing project, Facing Ourselves, examines the immigrant experience. And hopefully it's going to be part of Carpinteria landscape in the not too distant future. Maybe you saw her profile in the Coastal View last week. Some of you, maybe, some. This is something I just found out. A large portfolio from her series on the campaign trail is now archived in the Barack Obama Presidential Library. Yeah. Yay. Deb Jorgensen. Deb was born in New Zealand. She's a local ceramic artist. She makes what she calls functional pottery. It is functional, but it's very beautiful. She's inspired by nature and draws her influence from birds, feathers, leaves, flowers, and her travels around the world. And wherever she goes, she tries to get into a workshop or a studio or something. Plus, she's lucky enough to live here as well as having a mountaintop studio in New Mexico. And something she said to me once, which I love, which is, you live the life you look for. It's really good words to live by. So Deb and Patricia, well, Patricia's not going to be here, but their studios are going to be on the Artist Studio Tour, which is coming up Mother's Day weekend. It's a free tour. Here are maps if you guys want to take a look. Lots of fun. 31 studios to look at. And now, the prizes.
Thank you, Melissa. Okay, let's get on with the show. Are you ready? So here is the procedure. We're going to start with the kindergarten through second grade, primary grade awards. We'll start with the honorable mention. We'll work up to first prize. When we call your name, we would love it if you would walk up to the front here and receive your certificate, your ribbon, your cash award, and then another little prize. Cash awards are in these denominations. First place is $50, second is $40, third is $30, and honorable mention is $20. And then, following the conclusion of the program, go to the gallery, and there, Dave Powdrell and Larry Nimmer will be both photographing and videographing you in front of your work. That's how we're going to do it, since the work is there and we're all here. Does that make sense for everybody? Excellent. Okay. So let's start. Our kindergarten through second category. Our honorable mention winner of this category is Lily Monroe. Lily! Lily is a first grader at Canalino School, and she did her untitled watercolor collage work with Miss Janie Cohen through Artisania program. Thank you, Lily, and thank you again, Janie. Our third place winner is Julian Alexander. Is Julian here? Julian is a kindergartner. His work is called Pine, and it was done in acrylics. And he was a Bayes Artist student, so Miss Moctezuma will have to bring his prizes to him. Thank you very much. Our second place winner is Diego Pantaleon. Diego, there he is. Diego's a second grader in Canalino, and he did a mixed media piece that he has yet to title, and he did that with Miss Suzanne Requejo through the Artisania program. Thank you, Suzanne. Thanks, Diego. And our first place winner is Francisco Andrade. Francisco? Is he here? He's a second grader at Aliso, also a Bellas Artes student, and his piece was called Seascape Carpinteria. He did it in acrylic. It's really beautiful. So please make sure you take a look at that, and we'll give his goodies to Miriam. Okay, that brings us to our third, fourth, and fifth grader elementary category. Our honorable mention winner is Jade Rocklitzer. All right, Jade. Jade is a fourth grader with Miss Collins in the Carpinteria Family School, and her watercolor piece is called Blue Butterfly at Midday. Jade is very lucky. I'm sure she has opportunities to do art at home as well at school because her mom is our beloved Sarah Rocklitzer, art teacher at Carp High. Our third place winner is Jimena Alvarado. Jimena, is she here? She is a fourth grader, another Bellas Artes student, and she did a piece called Great Blue Heron in acrylic. Please take a look at that. Our second place winner is Vicky Martinez. Vicky Martinez. And she is also a Bellas Artes. So sad. I'm sorry, none of them could be here tonight. She's a fourth grader as well, and her piece is called Big Tree at Tar Pits Park. So check that out. And that was also an acrylic piece. Finally, our first place winner in the third through fifth grade category is Cole Rowbottom. Cole. Cole, we love your work. Cole is a fifth grader in Miss Vicki Walton's class at Canalino. Cole? Okay, so we're going to stand in front of Jerry and Melissa. Cole, smile. Again, he's a student in Vicki Walton's fifth grade class. And our first place winner, yoo-hoo! Okay, that brings us to the middle school 6 through 8 category, which was really vibrant this year. Again, thank you, Diana Rigby. We're so thrilled that Ryan Etherington's in the house teaching art. Our honorable mention winner is Asher Smith. All right, Asher. Asher is an 8th grader, and he did a pencil drawing that he entitled Portrait, and he is in Mr. Etherington's class at Carp Middle School. Great job, Asher. Our third place winner is Alexa Ramirez. Alexa? She is a 7th grader, and she did the portrait of Emma Watson in there, which is pencil and colored pencil. It's beautiful. And our second place winner is Taylor Clayson. Is Taylor here? Taylor's an 8th grader. He did a pet portrait, which is a collage done with watercolor. Also Mr. Etherington's student at Carp Middle School. And our first place winner is Kanan Ramirez. Kanan. Kanan is also an 8th grader at Carp Middle School, and he did a pet portrait with tempera paint. Awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, the Carpinteria High School 9 through 12 division. Gonna notice some redundancies here, which is okay. Our honorable mention winner is Alejandra Cardona. Alejandra, you won the Honorable Mention Award for your piece called Emotions, done in acrylic. Alejandra is a 12th grader. And turn around, come right back up, Alejandra. Third place winner as well. So for her third place win, Alejandra did a piece in acrylic called Remembrance. And I want to thank Miss Dana Joseph, no, not Dana, Diana. Deb Joseph. Is Deb here? Deb. Hi, there's Deb Joseph. I'm sorry I bungled your name. Deb Joseph is a phenomenal art teacher. Some beautiful work comes out of her class. Our second place winner is Anthony Pozos. All right, Anthony. Anthony is also a 12th grader. He did a charcoal portrait called The Boy, again in Mrs. Joseph's class. And our first place winner in the high school 9 through 12 category is Alejandra Cardona. Hence the redundancy. Her first place was awarded to the graphite picture called Frida. Stunning. Okay, our next category is digital photography. And these, again, are all high school, Carpinteria High School students. And Miss Rocklitzer teaches this class. So our honorable mention winner is Amy Perez. And her piece was entitled Kendra. Third place goes to Lilibeth Trujillo. Lilibeth? She's not here. Her piece was called Serious, and she's an 11th grader. We'll give you her goodies. Our second place winner is Arata Tomatsuri. And he's at a volleyball game, okay. He's a 10th grader. Really promising. His piece is called Bright Roads. And these are all digital photographs. And finally, our first place winner in this category, digital photography, is Kendra Mesa. Kendra is a 12th grader, and she did a self-portrait. I have to ask Amy, did you do your portrait entitled Kendra on Kendra? Thought so. That's fantastic. Congratulations. Our final category is ceramics. And our honorable mention winner in ceramics, which Miss Rocklitzer teaches as well as photography, is Mariana Campuzano. Mariana is a 12th grader, and her piece is called Moonlight Kiss. Stunning. Our third place winner is Jasmine Martinez. Jasmine. Jasmine's a 12th grader, and her ceramics piece was called Little Donkey. Turn around, come back, Jasmine, because you also won second place. This is how it goes. It's anonymous. And that Jasmine's second place winner composition is called Silver composition. And our first place winner in ceramics is Mariana Capuzano. She did the mermaid, that incredibly beautiful mermaid. She is a 12th grader, and thank you, Sarah Rocklitzer, for the consistently excellent quality ceramics work that comes out of that studio and really has the fingerprints of Lori Stout all over that studio, that classroom. Which brings us to our next award. Where is it? Is that? And our final award is the Carpinteria High School Senior Merit Award. And I think Melissa mentioned that it's based on a body of work. It could be multimedia. It could be all the same medium. In many cases, it's one from column A and one from column B, but it's at least 4 pieces of work. Three pieces of work, often 4. And our winner of the Lori Stout Senior Merit Award this year is Alejandra Cardona. Alejandra is gifted $100. Thank you, Carpinteria Morning Rotary. And there's another little gift card in there for you. Congratulations. I hope you pursue art in a big way in the next phase of your life. The next category, which, as I mentioned, is a new one, I want to introduce Pam Werner, the administrator of Carpinteria Education Foundation, so she can talk to you about the Carpacabana Cover Art Award winner.
Hi. So each year we host Carpacabana, which raises money for CUSD schools, and last year we raised over $100,000 for the arts and launched a program for K-5 arts in all of the elementary schools. This year we are this year our board has voted to again fundraise for the arts and for all grade levels. And it's our 27th year doing the Carpacabana event. And so this year we thought it would be fun to have student artwork used on our promotional materials rather than the adult artwork that we've used in the past. And so we decided to partner with the Women's Club and host our first ever Carpacabana Art Contest. And the winner of our Carpacabana Art Contest is Katrina Zloger. So you're welcome. So she's winning $50 in cash and $50 for art supply.
So Alejandro, you have a great big giant purple ribbon here for your Senior Merit Award. So that brings us to the conclusion of our program, but a couple of announcements. One, make sure that winners go into the gallery and stand by your piece so that we can capture your photograph. Thank you, David Powdrell. And also Larry Nimmer is going to be doing a little videography in there as well. Want to ask you to join us for some refreshments. Thanks again to the Carpinteria Arts Center. A group photograph, absolutely. So all the student artists come forward.
What's your name and which are yours? What's your name?
Anthony Pozos.
And show me what you did.
So I did this graphite portrait of myself.
Good job.
Yeah.
And the other one?
The other one, this was just a random thing I did. It's just pen.
Okay, so your name is?
Asher Smith.
And which is yours?
This one right here.
Well, what medium is it? Pencil?
Yeah.
Very nice. Okay, thank you. So what's your name?
Kenan Ramirez.
Which is yours? How did you do it? What is it?
It's paint.
Nice. Is it a dog you know?
No.
Okay. Did you just make it up or find it?
Found a picture of it and then copied it down.
Okay, nice job. So what's your name?
Jasmine.
Which is yours? Those two? Nice. Any others?
Yeah.
Show me. Excuse me. Good job. And more. Which one?
Those.
Good job. Thank you.
Thank you.
What's your name?
Mariana Campusano.
Which are yours?
These three right here. And then the mermaid over there.
Can you show me?
Yeah. And this one right here.
How'd you make them?
With clay.
Good job.
Thank you.
So, what's your name?
Bottom.
Which is yours? Very nice. Did you copy a photo, or was that at your house?
We had an art class in our school.
Nice job. So, you are?
I'm
Katrina's Logar.
Which is your artwork? Nice job. What medium is it?
It's watercolor.
Okay, good job.
Thank you.
So, what's your name?
Kendra Mesa.
And which is yours?
This one right here.
That is beautiful. How did you do it?
I just took a picture of myself with a camera from school, and then I just photoshopped it and like put different background and like put different layers to make my skin different colors.
Beautiful. What's your name?
Diego.
Which is yours? Does it have a name, or how would you describe it? Okay, what grade are you in?
Second.
And your name again?
Diego.
Good job, Diego. I love it. So what's your name?
Jade.
Which is yours?
That one.
How did you do it? With paints or pencils?
I used a brush for the background, and then I used a pencil for the butterfly.
Good job. So, what's your name?
My name is Lily
And your last name, Lily?
Monroe.
And this is beautiful. Did you do that?
Yep.
How did you do it? With pencils or paints or what?
I did it with paints, and we didn't do any outlines. We just painted it.
Wow, well, you're a good artist. What grade are you in?
First grade.
Wow, good job. Thanks, nice to see you. You must be proud.
I am. Thank you. Thanks. Good to see you.